Be honest. Did you open the home system and immediately think, okay, where do I even start? You're not alone. The home system looks simple, but there's a lot happening under the surface. Levels, gardening, interactions, rewards. It all connects in ways the game doesn't really explain up front. Today, I'll walk you through how the home system really works, what actually matters early on, and how to enjoy it without feeling like you're missing something important. Let's start with the most confusing part for most players: home level and coziness. You can check your home level by tapping the auto icon in the upper right. And opening coziness rewards shows you which features and furniture unlock as you level up. Some of the most important unlocks happen later, like the love seat and recliner at level 8, the bar and double bed at level 9, and things like the swing, piano, and fireplace at level 10. To increase your home level, you need coziness. The fastest way to earn it early is through the home guide tasks, which you'll find by tapping the task button in the lower right, then home guide. Think of these as a built-in tutorial. Once you reach home level 3, you'll unlock weekly home tasks. Even if you've already capped the weekly rewards, you can still do gardening tasks for coziness, and each one gives a huge boost. This is one of the easiest things to miss, so don't sleep on it. Going back to the home guide, you'll see settlement levels, and would need to complete each task under a settlement to proceed. There are tasks that simply ask you to access the home system for a certain number of days. This is intentional. The home system is designed to be slow and cozy, not something you speedrun. I find the other tasks to be pretty straightforward, but let me know in the comments if you're having trouble with anything. What I do want to mention though is the item rarity. If you've been playing the game for a long time, you know that you can identify the rarity of an item by the solid line below the item. Gray is N rarity, blue is R, purple is SR, and yellow is SSR. This also works for the furniture, and most of the SSR furniture will only be unlocked at later home levels. So to complete the Own 5 types of SSR interior early, and for free, you can invite all of the boys and get their exclusive housewarming gifts, since these are SSR rarity. Renovation, on the other hand, unlocks new rooms like the garden, bedroom, bathroom, and gym. You need to complete the tasks in the renovation guide to level up. It is also pretty straightforward, however, if you're not familiar, it can get confusing. For example, one requirement is reaching home level 2. A lot of people confuse it with the settlement 2, which we just discussed are different. Once rooms are unlocked, you're free to rearrange them however you like. For example, the gym is quite spacious, and the lighting there looks better, so you can decorate it with a bedroom in mind. Next is my favorite part in the home system, interacting with him. Love and Deepspace is now a life sim game. Tap on his avatar at the upper left corner of the screen to see more information about him. The icon with the arrows lets you choose who you want to meet in your home. You can select multiple for it to be random, or focus on just one. It's completely up to you. For him to stay longer and unlock more intimate reactions, like kissing, you would need to increase his rapport. You can do so by tapping the together icon, and you'll see here the different activities he wants to do with you. Some are locked behind home level, so if something isn't available yet, you're not doing anything wrong. Similar to the settlement and renovation, you would need to complete all of the tasks under that rapport level before seeing the next. Rapport progresses through settled, harmony, and bound. Each time you increase your rapport level, you'll experience a sweet animated moment with him. Up next is the home diary, where you can find different scenarios that you can trigger, and even revisit some of the stories you've unlocked. You can find it by tapping the auto icon at the upper right corner of the screen and selecting Home Diary. There are 2 types of entries, Love Notes and Home Joys. Love Notes are where you perform specific actions around your home, with some requiring specific furniture. While Home Joys lean more on specific events, like when you've increased your rapport level, or talking to him when there's a meteor shower. What I like is that you can rewatch scenes here using your current outfits, which makes revisiting them feel different. Speaking of events, you can experience in-game events with him like the fireworks event during New Year's, and even a meteor shower. The game will notify you, so you don't need to worry about missing them. For example, you can see a meteor shower icon here at the main screen, letting you know there's something happening in the home system. And when you go in the home system, there will be this announcement, so try your best not to miss it. It will also be logged under Auto Record. It's the small speech icon beside Auto. If you're busy, you can always use the time management feature to shift the in-game time. It's there to help you enjoy moments, not punish you for being busy. There are a lot of interactions in this game, and try your best to explore each and every interaction. You see, each love interest has their likes and dislikes. Flowers and scents may be others. Their expressions are just adorable and, in a way, a more immersive kind of gameplay. I would also just like to add that if a certain emotion or feeling is maxed out, there will be cute bubbles or animation showing around his face from time to time. And speaking of immersive gameplay, did you know? You can also read the content of the books when you browse them on the shelf. Scroll through them and you'll earn diamonds. Cozy and rewarding. Moving on to the decor, you can get free furniture when you unlock rooms or increase your renovation level. But most of the time, you can buy furniture from shops using home coins. You gain home coins by doing different tasks alongside coziness. And as you increase your home level, more choices will be available. There are two menus related to decor, custom interior, and shop. The shop is where you can buy gardening items, blueprints of furniture including different fixtures like wall paints and floorings, and miscellaneous items like interior materials. These materials are used in the custom interior. Remember when I said blueprints? Well, you'd have to craft the furniture yourself. So, after buying the blueprint from the shop, go to custom interior to craft it. The shop uses home coins, while the custom interior uses interior materials. And don't worry, these materials are just 3 types: R, SR, and SSR, so it's not too complicated. The higher quality the furniture is, the higher quality the material it needs. Decorating can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. When decorating, switch between regular view and top view to line things up easily. Wall visibility options help too, especially in tighter rooms. Placing furniture is pretty straightforward, but one thing to note is that there is a combo furniture feature where a set of furniture placed together will unlock certain interactions. An easy example is the bar where you and the boys can mix each other's drinks. There's also certain combinations that each of them interacts with, like when you place a sofa and side table together, and you'll see Silas maintaining his gun. Place a stool in front of an easel for Raphael to paint. Place a chair and a table for Zane to work using his laptop. And don't worry, the furniture will have a combo tag, letting you know which furniture has this feature. With all the available furniture and decors, decorating can be challenging. I find that the multi-select feature helps really well, especially if I want to move a certain set of decorations in another part of the room. I don't need to place them one by one. If you find that inspiration is flowing and would want to fully revamp the room, but you don't want to waste your hard work from prior decorating, you can save a room setup by going to Template. You can save a furniture set, room, and even house. If you do not have the time to decorate, or if you feel that you are not creative enough, you can also use the pre-made templates or import a template from a QR code. To be honest, navigating through the decor system is not as smooth as I would have liked, and mostly because my device isn't optimized to handle it. It's pretty slow and laggy, so some form of optimization in the app would really help. Better lighting could also probably help too, as I find it too dark even when it's daylight. As a workaround, you can actually change your settings in-game. I find that lowering the shadow quality and ambient effect helps. From equality, you can lower it to a B or C depending on your device. And just to put it out there, you can show a view of your home on your profile. Setting it up is pretty simple. Each room has a camera of sorts, and if you change something, you can refresh it from your profile. Unfortunately, you can only show off one room, but I find that I don't mind. In a way, it lets me focus on one room at a time. The house system also has a collection feature similar to Unicorn's Operations and Abyssal Chaos. It has 3 categories: Interior Collection, Set Collection, and Bloom Collection. Interior Collection is the collection of all the furniture you've unlocked. The Set Collection would be specific furniture part of a theme. Then there's the Bloom Collection. It's the flowers you've unlocked from gardening. Similar to the Plushies and Meow Badges collection, once you've reached a certain number of items in your collection, you'll get diamonds in different amounts depending on rarity or challenge difficulty. Next up is gardening. And if you want to level up your home level quickly, do not sleep on this. Early on, you'll notice an energy-looking bar called Vitality, and it's easy to panic a little when you see it. But think of Vitality as home system stamina and nothing more. You naturally recover 1 Vitality every 6 minutes as long as you're not maxed out. If you have the Aurum Pass, your maximum Vitality increases by 240, bringing the total to 720. Right now, Vitality is used only for gardening, so you don't have to worry about saving it for anything else. And here's the important part. Spending Vitality on gardening, especially through weekly home tasks, is one of the fastest and most consistent ways to earn coziness, which is what levels up your home. Even if you've already capped your weekly rewards, you can still claim the rewards for the task. So nothing you do here is wasted. You'll unlock your garden after completing renovation level 1. For now, the garden is focused on flowers, and thankfully, it's very straightforward. You plant seeds and wait. Each flower type has a different growth time, which you can check by tapping the question mark in the plant status. Most take at least 7 hours, so this isn't something you need to hover over. Plant them, then go live your life. Once time passes, you'll tend to the flowers by watering them or removing weeds and pests. Try to do this within 24 hours so your flowers don't lose vigor. Vigor affects flower quality, and if it drops, you can restore it by playing the erhu. Keeping vigor above 80 gives you the highest quality flowers. When a flower finishes growing, you'll choose how to harvest it, cuts or blooms. Cuts are used for gifting and flower arranging, but they wilt over time. Blooms, on the other hand, do not wilt and are used for hybridization. If you're unsure what you want to do yet, it's always safer to choose blooms first. You can turn blooms into cuts later when you're ready. Gardening has its own level system, and every action that uses Vitality earns gardening experience. Leveling up in your gardening skill lets you unlock more seeds, and even an automation where you can batch care, harvest, or play erhu for your flowers. And of course, there is a skip feature where you don't need to see the whole animation. Over time, gardening becomes something you check in on, not something that interrupts your flow. And a small tip that's easy to miss. You can auto-run to your garden by tapping Go in Auto's record. Hybridization is the only way to get alternate flower colors, and those seeds cannot be bought in the shop, even after you unlock them. To hybridize, tap the Hybridize machine, choose to hybridize, then select 2 flowers of the same type. Just keep in mind that exclusive flowers for each love interest can't be hybridized. Using an alternate color instead of the default color increases your chances of getting rare seeds. Using higher quality flowers, the ones with 3 leaves instead of 2, also improves your odds. There is also a pity system in hybridization because there is still a chance to get the standard seeds even with all that waiting. As of this version, you'll need 20 hours just for 1 seed. But the developers have mentioned that they are working on the balancing of the hybridization system. The Chroma seed is the alternate colored seeds. It has the purple line or SR rating. While the prism seed is the rarest seed, it has the yellow line or SSR rating. Flower arranging is one of the activities you can do together with the boys, and whether the result looks good or not, that part is completely subjective. What isn't subjective is how meaningful it can be. If you add cuts to the shared box at the flower arranging desk, he can arrange flowers on his own and even gift them to you. This also triggers cute moments and text messages that are easy to miss if you skip this feature entirely. So if you enjoy the quieter, more intimate side of the game, this is one part you really don't want to sleep on. And if this section helped you understand the home system a little better, gently tap the like button. It lets me know this actually helped someone. We've mentioned the home system weekly tasks and collection earlier, but aside from that, you can also trigger hidden achievements for more diamonds, and moments and text messages for an increase in affinity. Here are some of the hidden achievements you can trigger. And here are some of the moments and text messages you can trigger. If you know more hidden achievements, moments, and text messages, please do share them in the comments so we can help each other out. Oh, and by the way, reaching 60 weekly activity in the home system is now added under weekly tasks of the overall game. It's another way to hit the weekly rewards faster. The home system isn't meant to be completed. It's meant to be lived in, slowly, imperfectly, and at your own pace. And you're not behind for taking your time. Love and Deepspace has so many layers that it's really easy to miss things early on, even if you've been playing for a while. That's why I made the next video. I am breaking down the early game mistakes I wish I avoided, the features I didn't fully understand at first, and the choices that would have saved me a lot of time, resources, and unnecessary stress. I'll see you there.